welcome to PCM Update for week 10, which is the first Wednesday of March.
I'm talking from the future.
So as Phil is travelling, he is sat here invisible, maybe.
Yeah.
What
Sorry.
happens in Boston?
Sorry, carry on.
So, what's the plan? Where are you travelling?
No idea.
That first week that you go over, what's the plan? So, rvsx, we've talked about quite a lot on the shows recently, but
Yeah.
are you going over? Are you all meeting up at a camper park? What's the...
Yeah, that's
the...
I mean, you can't see it at home, folks, but that's my route, basically. Sort of out and in and across and up there and back and flying a bit and everything else. So I've started doing a map of all the things. But yeah, we're flying into Chicago, driving down to Austin, stopping at loads of places on the way. Probably about 6 or 7 places on the way, breweries and all sorts of stuff. And also stopping for a night in Springfield.
Springfield. And there's a whole loads of itinerary that you've got going down there, and different initiatives and projects.
Yeah,
and...
it's massive. rvsx.tv, I think it is. I'm just going to quickly bring this up while CJ does some padding.
And rvsx1 for the Twitter.
Yeah, rvsx.tv, if you go there's our route, basically.
Wow.
If we click on the MapQuest on that website, we're stopping at Vandalia, Granite City, Gateway Arch, Anheuser-Busch for the pub, Springfield, Bentonville, Lafayetteville, Dallas, Austin, Texas. So awesome.
And with it being social media, people who live, drink and breathe social media and film creatives, media creatives, there's going to be a great Twitter output that comes from you guys, I'm going to imagine. I'm looking forward to it. So what's your preparation in terms of tech? What tech are you taking with you?
I'm still, as of now, this moment, sort of building it up, but I will be taking an ammo box with mainly my closed tripods, stuff that I'm prepared to lose, potentially.
Okay, that's interesting.
I put all the stuff that could be lost and could be replaced but is heavy and whatever else, but I put all the tech and electronics and things that are valuable to me in my backpack. And the backpack is the one thing that comes on with me. Yeah, so, you know, this year I'm going quite nano. I'm actually still considering if to go with my Mac Air. I might just take the GoPro 3 tripod, iPad, wireless keyboard. That will all fit in my single little bag. Yeah. So anything that I'm not prepared to lose, I'm carrying on me. In the ammo box will be sort of a tripod and rigs and various things that if the box gets damaged or opened or whatever, it's not going to ruin my life. But if it's electronics or tech, it would be a problem. So I do not trust things getting lost. And because it's such a hefty looking box, they do tend to get opened. The reason why I like taking that box more than anything else, it's solid enough for me to sit on.
I love them.
Which is great at the airport to be able to just sit. If you can't find a chair and it's got a back on it and everything, it's great. Yeah. So that's pretty much, I mean, I'm doing a show, the ammo box project will be going out at the same time as this, which is a breakdown of what's going in the box. So. Yeah,
no, it's a great project. So, going over there, you'll be talking to loads of people in the US who are going over to southby. So there's sort of an advocacy strain that you want to get through to the people that you talk to. What is it that you're going to be talking about to people?
Well, ever since I've been going since 2008, I've always gone with an elevator pitch. So I've sort of put a pitch together of what I'm going to be talking about. So taking empty spaces and putting up pop-up web studios, talking about the 4 areas, podcasting, green wall, interviews, unboxing. Talking about Nottingham's got a 30% retail space empty in the high street. Talking about how the studio's a conduit for unemployed students to work as a remote worker. So I've got to learn that, basically. I've got like 10 things that will happen in 60 seconds.
It's really important, isn't it, if you're going out to these events, you can get quite overwhelmed by the size of them, and then you bump into someone who's quite high profile, and you've got to be there straight away, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got to have a 60-second elevator pitch, because people, you've got to remember, you're taking up people's
Americans
time.
As well.
Well, not just that. You're taking up people's time. They expect to know. If they ask you a question like that, they want to know and understand it within 60 seconds. Yeah. Otherwise, they're off. Also, a lot of the actual networking that happens and the conversations that lead on to further conversations via email are done on rooftops. You know. Literally you bump into somebody else and say, hi, what do you do? And you know, I have had people walk up to me though, so tell me why I should know you. You know, like it's really sort of aggressive PR marketing sort of advocacy groups.
How do you respond to something like that?
I get
without
another
being
bottle.
Too sarcastic.
It depends on what level of depends on my level of imbibing myself at the time. But sometimes I'm sort of respectful of it. Sometimes I just go off at a handle.
Oh,
but
good for you.
Well, sometimes.
RV's being sponsored in various ways?
I don't know about the sponsoring. I think that'll be sort of the last week, but I know there's a load of sponsors from the previous year in terms of fuel, and I know there's a bunch of sponsors coming on for food and all sorts of stuff.
Because Melissa's well on this, isn't she?
Melissa Pierce from Everpurse, yeah.
I really love the idea of the reason this came about, which is realising that South by Southwest tickets cost X amount, and hiring an RV for a week and the accommodation costs the same amount, and they can have huge fun travelling down the country. I think it's brilliant.
No, I think it's testament to a mum, you know, being thrifty about life, and that's absolutely bang on. I think you've got to be like that. Mention from Chris Elwood. I'll just have to look at that. I have to think. I'll reply to that in a minute.
We're having a look. So the other thing, the activity that's going to come out, I don't get to be completely dormant and sleep through the whole time you're away at South by.
Right.
So I'll be tracking the hashtag.
Right.
Whichever one's of the official, but I'll also be searching around South by, because if you just follow the South by tag, it goes past so quick. So the South by SX and the RV one will be followed. I'm also going to try and pick up you guys and put you into Storify.
Right.
So that way, to build up what's going on 24, because it's sometimes difficult to actually follow all the time. Do you think you'll be doing any live chat stuff, Bamuser?
I'd like to do some live Mixler audio podcasting. Depends on how much Wi-Fi, MiFi ability we've got in the car. I'll see where it goes from there, really. But we should have enough connectivity. We are going to an RV camp every night, so there will be Wi-Fi on the site, but I just don't know like the capacity of that network. But I think from the 10 of us who are all filmmakers doing stuff, that will be, you know, that's how things will there'll be a lot of content, I know that much.
Well, when this goes out on the 6th, you'll be travelling away.
Yep.
And for those of you watching on the 6th, we've currently started Tom's masterclasses.
Yeah.
So the second one's going to be taking place on Monday. And what little tip have you got about following you through South by before we finish?
Just keep an eye on the Twitter, really, at Phil Campbell, at rvsx1. Try and follow the social channels. If you don't manage to do that, go to the blog. And from the blog, you know, dmouse or socialgandalf.com, that will launch on the 4th. There's various places.
And of course,
also
as always,
CJ
at PCM Creative, at Phil Campbell.
That's it.
Way around. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching.